bikini. Good morning. We're doing a vlog today. Still waking up. Let's get coffee. Okay, here I am. I'm in Nourish, where I go very often if I don't get it to the supermarket. Just getting some oats. Okay, I've started eating oats again. It's like, oh, I need the thing. It's the best thing for me to eat in the morning before surfing. It keeps me really full, and also it digests really easily. Yeah, gives me lots of energy. You're gonna be in my vlog. Okay, you'll have to excuse the mess. I just realized it's kind of weird, all the tides today. Today is like high tide is at 6 a.m. and then the low tide is at 2. But it already, like, looking on the forecast, it's already like mid tide. So I'm gonna have to get going. I picked up a coffee. So good. I think it's been really good this week that I haven't had any sugar, because last week I had a Bali belly. That was definitely not fun. So I'm just gonna quickly like whip up some oats and then go surf and then get back on my screens later. I actually did say that I was going to go to the market with my friend Joe, but I'm not sure because I need to get some workflow in because I'm going to go out to dinner tonight. I'm just eating the oats. And I want to sit down a bit later and have a little chat about the AI tool that I've been using to help build my business, which has been very fun and very creative. Okay, I'm gonna add some cinnamon, pink Himalayan salt, just a dash. Afterwards, I'll just eat papaya on top, and I'll probably put a banana inside. Chia seeds and flax seeds. Right now, I'm not eating very many like nuts because like I said, my stomach was really bad last week. Isn't this the most amazing fruit? Pink dragon fruit. I'm gonna just scoop that out and put it onto my oats. And of course, papaya, look at these colors. That's amazing. Okay, don't take any notice of the sofa here. The cats have decided that that is a very good scratching place. I have my oats with frozen blueberry, and I'm just going to put it with the papaya and dragon fruit. Yeah, I realize how much actually, like, I'm filming on my camera. I was filming content before on my phone. I realize actually how much I have such a deep passion. As much as I have my passion for business, I also have such a passion for obviously surfing and also photography and videography. And so that is, again, just another reason why I've wanted to get back into creating content. Of course, creating content, giving you lots of value. Let's try this. So good. It's crazy, actually. I usually have a little bit of pain in my right shoulder and my left knee. And since I've had like no sugar, even this morning when I asked for my coffee, I asked for it with no sugar. I've had no pain in my body. And because I've actually only had one coffee cappuccino in the morning, I usually have one in the afternoon. It's actually probably that's why I've been getting more tired in the afternoon. I need to have an afternoon coffee. But my mental clarity is nuts. Okay, here we are. I have just been on the screens checking into some DMs because we are in week 2 of my 90-day Accelerator mastermind. We have certain tasks to get done. So it's actually been very cool. We had a training in last week's call, as well as the week before. We had this big event online that was called the Momentum Mastermind, and they did a Chat GPT training. And so then last week, we also were asked to, and given, which is wonderful, the Academy, from our mentors, we get given prompts. We get given so many resources and trainings and masterclasses and so many things that help us to run our business. And so, yes, this week I have been heavy using Chat GPT and prompting it really like in a conversational way, like almost like verbal diarrhea, like all the different questions when it comes to my brand identity, my target audience, my brand values, what I have to offer, the way that I write. And so I've gone back and forth, and it's been incredible because one of our tasks has been to come up with 100 content prompt headlines to create content for the next 3 months, because our container is for 3 months. And so, yes, I've actually come up with, there are 200, like almost 250 prompts. Am I going to use all of them? Probably not. Am I going to use like the content headline word for word? Probably not. But it gives like a really wonderful framework. And because the AI works in such a fast and efficient way, it really is like allowing me to not only like get creative with the way that I write, but it's really allowed me to drop and land in really deeply with like, what is my purpose? What do I have to offer? Who am I really speaking to? You know, where did I come from? What was my background before I started my business? You know, what am I really trying to help, you know, women when it comes to the opportunity that I'm involved with. So it's actually been, even though it's been really stressful, I have had many days now where I have gone to sleep really late, and I've woken up usually later. Usually I wake up at like 6:30, but I've woken up later. However, I've been working late. It's been really good because I'm definitely in this season now where I'm like in a go mode for business. Definitely I'm surfing like almost like 95% of the time, almost every day. However, because I'm so focused with business right now, I've been taking a day like here, like yesterday, obviously, and I've just worked as many hours that I can. Of course, if I'm on my screens too long, oh my goodness, like it's like almost too much. I'm not sure what this color is going to look like. Wait. Oh dear, I apologize because it was like a little bit cloudy, like I changed like some of the settings and then it was like really blown out and overexposed. So let's just hope that this works. Basically, like for me, I am really focused on living my passion of surfing every day and at the same time having the passion of content creation and all the other business related tasks that I have time to do in the day and still be able to build this business and brand online. And yeah, I have such a passion for it. I know that they said with this 90 days that we were definitely going to be asked to stretch and our buttons are going to be pushed, and that we really need to become like resourceful and creative when it comes to getting what we need to get done for the business. And here's the thing, when I'm like so on my screens for a long time, it's like, I like need to take a break. So after I'd been on my screens, I think 4 hours yesterday, I took a break, I cooked dinner or my like big second meal, I ate, I kind of relaxed a bit. I needed some like off work time, and then like I got back into work, and then I was up until a ridiculous hour. That's not sustainable. However, I am also in a phase where it's like, and for me, and everything is different. Like we all have like a different lifestyle. For me, okay, I'm single, I don't have kids. I do have 2 cats, so they're definitely a responsibility. However, for my lifestyle and season of life that I'm in, I definitely dedicate a lot of hours to being in the water because that's a passion of mine that I wish to create, to become better and improve in. And of course, like I love it. And at the same time though, is I do understand that I do have to put a certain amount of time and energy and focus and intention into my business and everything that I do in the online space, for creating in the online space, because I'm not yet, it's on the way, but I'm not yet in the place where I'm already making my multiple 7 and 8 figures where I can just plug in maybe 1 hour or so a day. For me, it's really like laying this groundwork. And this is something that they talk about, that at the beginning, when it comes to network marketing, I am in network marketing. No, it's not an MLM. I'm in direct sales. It's high ticket. And you'll likely see for the first few years, if you really show up and be consistent, you're really laying the groundwork. You're really building the foundation that at any moment, all the work that you're doing for this long period of time, when it comes to your content, when it comes to your connections, when it comes to all the skills you're learning, when it comes to calling in our leads, my soul aligned avatars, is that it will get to a point and it will pop. And then everything that you've been working towards for the last few years or however long, it compounds. and then you start to see massive results. And that's the cool thing. That's my long-term vision, is because I'm involved with this opportunity that you get to create like massive amounts of wealth. There is potential for long-term legacy wealth. Because of the compensation plan, you can get rewarded and you can receive incentives that are just beyond that. It's like incredible. However, I'm on the way to there. And that's why, people ask me all the time, why do I work so much? Like last week, I surfed the biggest waves of my life last week. And what did I do? I was still up on my screens because I hadn't done much work in those sort of like 2 to 3 days. And I was like, right, I need to catch up. I've got some, tasks and deadlines and things on top of the other things that I have to do. So I'm going to put in the time. And here's the thing as well. It's the same idea when it comes to surfing, that like, maybe at first, like right now, sometimes I think, oh, well, I've learned how to turn my board and start to do turns when it's smaller waves. But when the waves start to get bigger, I'm just like focused on like getting the wave. And then also like just trying to ride the wave, and plus I'm riding bigger boards. Like I can see like, oh, I need to be able to like make a more of a bottom turn, really start to look up and then try and like, kick my foot when I come up to the top. But to try to do that on bigger waves, that's like what I'm learning. However, it's like practice every single day. And then over time that compounds. So eventually, hopefully, if I am riding my 6'4" board, that I will be able to do turns like I've been doing on my 4'11" or my 5'6" board. Okay, so my battery's about to drop off. But I really wanted to share that because, I think a lot of people, they really want to drop into like instant gratification. However, if you can really, honor the value of what you involve yourself in, that you want to create success, then that's your life pursuit. And they always say, and I like to say, it's like fall in love with the process and divorce the result. That like just learning the skills, showing up, working on yourself. And that's like my inner work, my energetics, my mindset, my frequency is used for both when it comes to business related tasks and then when it comes to surfing. And also, again, like last night I was getting really clear when I was writing all the things for my content with Chat GPT, is that, I've really seen success this year, like the most success and the most personal growth, because I got really clear with my boundaries and because I really started to know my value and my worth, and I really started to learn how to respect myself and love myself and honor myself and learn how to know, like, is a person, a place, or even my own mindset, is that moving me towards my highest self, living my most extraordinary life? Or is this leaving me in a contracted, small, limited, lack, scarcity place? And I really had to make big, bold moves in decisions, which I've spoken about now, in ending a relationship. And everything happens to us for a reason. I'm not going to say yet that I'm, grateful for that relationship. I still have some energy to move around, like the last little remnants of, energy to let go of that, even though that chapter is very closed, let me tell you. I think when you really get a clear vision of okay, this is what I want for my future. This is the type of person that I want. These are the type of friends that I want to be around. This is the type of, man that I want to call into my life. This is the type of money that I wish to create and generate and, have in my bank account. And these are the things that I'd like to do with my wealth. It's not necessarily, I had a talk before called Money Talks. I can link it up here. And it talked about, it's not just about I want to have money and I want to make money and here's the money that I have. It's actually thinking, okay, I want to be able to generate legacy wealth. And then what I do with that legacy wealth, now that's the most profound thing, because it's not about I have all this money and I'm holding on to the money. It's money actually is the tool that allows you the freedom to live an extraordinary life, to travel, to be able to impact others, to be able to afford a certain lifestyle. Okay, so I'm totally going off about all of that. Okay, I'm definitely going to go and get ready for surf and then I'll be back on later. But have a think about what I just said. I just got to say as well that there are these beautiful resorts that have been built next to me Then there's this gorgeous, like the next property that has gorgeous like Airbnb. They haven't even finished paving here. They have finally finished the second villa next to mine. However, there's another space here for another villa. They still never finished my villa. I do like my area. It is now quiet since they don't have construction right next door to me. They will start there. However, yes, Bali is very, very busy with the construction, and yeah, everybody is building new villas, new homestays, new restaurants, new cafes, new shopping areas. Like, it's nuts. Bali is on fire right now with tourists and also people, not just like tourists, people who come and live here for 2, 3, 4, 5 months because you can get the visa. Anyway, that was that. I am now gonna get on my bike and go surf. Okay, I just got here. Yeah, like it's kind of low. Everybody's kind of at racetrack. There's people at Secrets. Oh, there's no set now, but you can see the view. And this is always the one where I leave all my things. Oh my goodness. That turned into the best session ever. Started off pretty terrible actually. I did not get away for probably, I don't know, more than an hour and a half. It was like windy, choppy, like not good, There weren't many of us, which was fine. There's definitely now more at the peak, like triple the amount. Literally, I was surfing mainly for like there was like 3 guys of us there. And I actually really like the low tide wave. Oh my gosh. I started getting, it like the wind dropped off and the conditions went glassy. Glassy, still big waves, beautiful waves. And there was 3 of us. That was amazing. That was so amazing. Yeah, I just had to paddle to the spot where I know, like I like to get like good waves. Had to wait for them, but they were definitely coming through. And then I would get just the really good waves. Glassy, big waves, empty lineup. That you like never get that. Okay, this is one spot where I usually get pictures. No, for my vlog. Ooh, look at this board. And then I usually get my photos from down here. Bus! Say hi to my vlog. This is Froggy. I don't know your name.
I don't have name too, my
Oh, no name. Phew. This is where I always get my photos. Okay, cool. I've just come here to stop at a local market just to get sometimes I come here, or sometimes I go to Coquitos. Local market, I want to get a cucumber because I'm going to have some food. Yeah, I also like this market here as well. I've gotten in the past like the best potatoes from here. I got some good papaya. I have a pineapple hug, but it's not ripe yet. Okay, I'm like hungry. Jeannie! Okay, so I am actually going out to dinner tonight. However, I'm still going to eat my food here. I'll probably just go out, either have a salad or just like tea. I really did just want to eat home food just for a change. So before I go and shower, I have these purple sweet potatoes and I'm gonna throw them into the air fryer. They usually take a little longer to air fry or cook than regular potatoes. I have definitely felt so good just eating really simple, really clean. Still a lot of food because I have a big appetite from surfing. However, I'm gonna start them already in the air fryer. I might even slice them thinner so then they'll cook quicker. I just actually use the potato option on the air fryer, which is very easy. I know there's all kinds of different things that you can do with the air fryer. For me, I've really only done like vegetables. I know friends of mine in South Africa, they have an air fryer. Obviously they are vegans and they have baked using the air fryer, which I think is very cool. However, I just want to shower and cook this and eat, and then I actually have some a bunch of things to get done for the biz.
It's not her. I mean, she's also just my time. What I was saying earlier is like it's a long piece, whether it's businesses or another something that might happen is that you see something in the audience.
Okay, damn, I actually just changed the settings on my phone here that I'm recording, and I turned off HDR, high definition resolution maybe, because when you go into post-production it makes like the colors, I don't know, when I import it into at least Final Cut, all the colors are like overexposed and blown out. So I've just turned that off now. Anyway, I just remembered that. Bikini wants to say hi. Say hi, Bikini. Whenever I am showering or if I am doing the dishes or like some kind of housework, I always am listening to something on YouTube, a podcast. I'm either listening to a training on my in my back office through my Business and Mindset Academy. Today I was just listening to a podcast with building community, legacy, and wealth. Something I'm very focused on is creating wealth and being wealth conscious. So yeah, I try to plug in and either read something or listen to something. I mean, basically anything. I'll be listening to anything how to build on YouTube, anything to do with tech gear, anything to do with business, marketing, sales, affiliate marketing, anything to do with mindset, personal development, spirituality, anything. I love to actually like fill my mind with stimulating information and insights and training and education with everything that I'm passionate for, because I truly believe that we never stop learning as humans and we are always continuing to evolve. So yeah, I think if you're watching, share with me what podcasts or YouTube or interesting books that you are reading lately.
I've been thinking about then is how do I communicate to someone beyond a revenue goal or beyond being a full-time coach or not a full-time coach.
Oh my goodness, these sweet potatoes are so good. I drizzled for the last like 10 minutes olive oil and very crispy, but actually soft on the inside. Oh, I'll add a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. So this is all the food that I'm eating. I probably obviously won't eat it all. I can save some of it. So good. And you know, when they say like, oh, what do you eat as a vegan? Do you still eat eggs? No. You're a vegan, right? But you still eat cheese? No. Oh, but you eat seafood. It's like, no, I eat all plants. I've been this way for 6.5 years now. And I would say thriving. I'm going to get into this. And usually always while I am eating, again, I'm like watching some kind of training. I don't really do like work, like check messages or try to like write at the same time. I like to just eat and usually like watch something informational. And then I will get into some workflow because I'm going out later. So good. I love eating in abundance. I definitely am somebody that likes to eat a lot of volume. And the good thing here is actually I like to eat a lot. I get full and then it digests, but I stay full. Like that's the best, right? Like where you can eat, it tastes good. you're getting nutrients, it's delicious, it's fun. And then, yeah, it's actually like it digests really well, and then you stay like full and sustained until like your next meal. So good. Okay, here's like, I've just put a light on so maybe you can see me better. Here's my last takeaway before I end this vlog today. I've just finished eating dinner I guess it's dinner, and I have an hour and I need to get into some work flow, some conversations in my DMs before I go out to dinner. And I wanted to just leave you with one last thing that really came to my mind about something that you can take away today and reflect on. And I invite you to take away and reflect on this, that when you have patience and if you learn how to react and you learn how to not react. So, and I was kind of talking about this earlier, that we all want instant gratification, right? However, just life doesn't work like that. And today when I paddled out to go surf, my ex was in the water and the waves weren't like very good, and it was wild, choppy, and I went to go sit at Main Peak where I usually do, where I know I can get the wave, and it just wasn't coming, and then the wave would come and then I wasn't in the right spot, and it was like one of those sessions. And I wasn't wearing a watch, but I was like, okay, I like saw some other people getting waves and was like, okay, I have not gotten a wave. So I just had to be patient. Finally, I like went a little deeper and I paddled past the X, and then like I took off and had one takeoff. I was like, okay, great, I got one wave. And then thank God, like he left the water. And then I guess it was because I surfed low tide, and it wasn't a super low tide today. It was like 3.4 feet, I think. Like if I have a look, it was today. I went out 2 hours before the low tide, and low tide today was at 2 o'clock. So I must have been right there at 2 o'clock. And then as it was like at low tide, then like the conditions like cleaned up and it got glassy and it got big. There was like 3 people in the water. That is never at Uluwatu at Main Peak on a Saturday is there like nobody in the water. So anyway, and then I started getting some like really good waves. I was patient. I sat in the spot which I know where I can get waves, and then like the big waves came and I paddled, and because there was like nobody else to fight for the wave, I just needed to line myself up, and then I was getting really good waves. So it's Bikini. She agrees as well. My kitten. It just goes to show that like we need to stay really, really patient. And that's for anything. Maybe that's for you're learning to surf. Maybe it's you're building a business online. Maybe it's you're in a new relationship. Maybe it's like your fitness, weight loss, health journey. Like whatever you are seeking to improve on in your life and create and become accomplished and create success inevitably, shit takes time, like it really takes time. So just be patient. And I remember also like last month when I would paddle out to these really big swell days at Uluwatu and I wouldn't get a wave. And I get so frustrated. Like, I'm like, why aren't I getting the wave? And I realize now that like, again, and surfing is very specific. It takes a lot of time. Surfing is not something easy to learn. Bikini, come here. Wait. Somebody wants to join in. Yeah, and now when it's so interesting because I guess I've just spent so much time in the water in these big swells, and of course pretty much every day I'm at Uluwatu. And now like some sessions, I mean, not often, but some sessions I go out, I don't even get a wave. And then some sessions I like, might be a bit tired and I went in the afternoon, and then like I ended up having like 6 sessions. So with surfing, it's like this thing that I saw online the other day, and it's actually true. Like adopting the surfer's mentality is that we prepare for going to surf and getting in the water and catching waves. However, we know that when we do catch a wave, that we're gonna enjoy the ride, and it's like an amazing feeling. And it's like you're like stoked and you're fully present and you're flying. For me, I'm like flying on the wave, but I sometimes feel like so still and present. However, we know that the wave's gonna end, right? And then the wave ends and you're like, sick, that was awesome. Okay, and then you're like, okay, we'll just wait for the next one, because there will always be waves. And if we're really patient in life, we just know that there's this natural, and I always talk about this, there's a natural ebb and flow to life and your experiences and whatever you're involved with your lifestyle and your career and your relationships. I feel like I've got hair on my nose because of the cat, because of the kitten. So it's really like adopting that surfer's mentality to just know that, like, okay, today I got great waves, and then other days it's like maybe I got one wave, you know? Some days I get no waves, and it's okay. Like, just being relaxed and enjoying surfing, of course, and, you know, having patience that, you know, what's meant for you will come for you. Those good waves, they will come for you. And if you actually put in the time and stay consistent and you be patient, you know, Mother Nature, the ocean, she teaches us to be patient, just to wait, because there will always be waves, and there is always going to be a wave for you, but you just need to wait and be patient. That's that metaphor there. So the other thing that I really wanted to talk about is being non-reactive. Now, it's very natural. Like, if something happens and it's funny, like, you laugh, right? If something happens and you don't like it, maybe you get sad and angry. Bikini agrees as well. So for me, at the beginning of the year, I had a couple hypnotherapist appointments. Actually, I had one at the beginning of March. And at the time, I was in like not a good state with my mental health and in my relationship and like with other things in life, I guess, with everything in life at the time. And my hypnotherapist had shared with me that I need to learn how to not react in like an aggressive, angry, you know, drama, crazy way. And I think when you're coming from a place from inside that you're really like broken and you're really feeling like in your victim, and you're really feeling like in your lack, and you're really feeling like negative, and you're really feeling, you know, just undermined and unseen and unheard, and like you're just in like a shit place, it's really difficult to show up in your life and react, you know, in the way that you need to react with certain things. So for example, when things weren't going my way, specifically with my relationship, and even like with things with like friends here, and even I guess like with business, I would just not be able to handle myself. I'd react not in a good way, because my headspace and my energetics and my frequency and, you know, just how I was feeling from the inside, it was just not in a good place. So if you actually do the inner work, and that's why the personal growth journey is so important. That's why personal development is so important. That's why learning to master your mindset is so important. That's why learning to really regulate your nervous system is so fundamental. Because actually, when you can actually heal from within and evolve from within and alchemize from within and elevate and upgrade your mindset and your frequency and your energetics, everything changes around you. And then you can learn to, in the times when maybe you're faced with adversity or challenge or some like, you know, like shit situation, you're like, okay, I'm not going to react the way that I reacted before. Because when you react in like a negative way, in the end, of course, like you may be hurting, but you end up like being more hurt yourself. Okay, maybe you can see her in the corner. And it takes practice, right? Like whatever lifestyle you have, and maybe you're in a relationship, maybe you're not, like whatever your current situation is for anything in your life, any facet, it's about showing up and practicing your best self. And this is what the hypnotherapist told me and really encouraged me. And it was like, I was at such a place where like, I was willing to do anything to figure my life out and like get myself back into balance and really, you know, figure out what I was going to do in this relationship that I used to be in. And it's a practice because, and this is everything when it comes to the law of attraction, right? Like, even if you're not yet where you wish to be, if you can start to embody and be in that reality and be in that energy of who you wish to be and the success that you wish to create in the future, and that future version of yourself that has all the things that where you want to be and what you've achieved, if you can start to become that now, it's like you're tricking your mind, right? You're tricking the universe, like, oh, this is me now. So actually it creates more ease and flow, and you're in the path of least resistance to then actually being in that state and attracting what you desire. That's a long answer. So for me, at the time, I had to really practice like being my best self, being non-reactive, being not angry, being calm, being rational, always like speaking in like a calm tone. That was a practice when you're being triggered like most of the day, the morning, evening, and nighttime, where you're just living in this fight and flight and just everything triggers you and you're just not in a good space. However, that's on you, right? Like you actually get the choice. Like, am I going to change and then my life will change? Or am I just going to stay the same and my life is still going to be the same? So I chose to change because I was like enough had been enough. And I was like at the last straw. Like if I didn't make a difference, I don't know what could have happened, but I was just really miserable in my life at the time. And so I had to change and I had to learn basically not to react. So here's the thing. I paddle out every day now. I'm out of that situation. And every day when I paddle out, or almost every day, my ex is in the water. And sometimes like today, I mean, we're just meters apart. We're like feet apart. And in the end, it didn't end. I've ended it completely, and it didn't end in such a great way at all, like at all. That's putting it very politely. There's absolutely no contact through any social media platforms or any way, through communicating. And I've had to learn to be out in the water every day and not react. And I've done that because I've done a lot of my own healing work now in letting what was go. Am I in a place of forgiveness? That's a good question. Am I in a place where I can say, oh, I'm grateful? That's a good question, isn't it? That will be another topic in another video for another day. However, for me to be in the water every day and have him there and not react, it's a challenge. It's really fucking hard, right? Like when you break up with somebody, you're like, oh, I'll never see them again. Yeah, like every day I see him in the water. And it's been the biggest practice for me to practice being my best self. And actually now I am showing up and embodying my best self. And I am embodying my worth, my confidence, and my empowerment. And I'm really like loving on myself and respecting myself. And I'm like really rooted now in my worth. Like I have boundaries and I have, standards. That took only until this year really to create and establish. And now they're like set in place. And now it's like, if moving forward, like if I was to, call whoever into my life, the next man, like if they're not going to match, my energy and my standards and what I've really set out for myself, like I can't expend my energy to situations, to men, to relationships where, it's just like, if it's just, when it's like, I know intuitively if it's like off. And of course there's a divine process when you meet somebody. However, I think that just with my age now, like that, like practice of, being in your worth and then practicing being your best self and, not reacting, it's powerful. And I feel the growth. And yeah, that's what I encourage for you to take away is that, look, we're all in different situations, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're not, whether it's like a work, whether it's like a friendship, but really, please start to know your boundaries and really know what you value and really start to value yourself and know your worth. And if you don't feel worthy and deserving of what you've called into your life, whatever area of your life that may be, like you have the power to change that, right? Like, we're human, we can change. Nothing is set in stone. We're not concrete, we're energetic light beings to really, put it seriously. So that's just what I wanted to share at the end, like learn to Become non-reactive, because it's true. Like when you overreact, it just never works out well. Like there's a time and place as well. Like I'm not saying like if you're getting your metaphorically, like your face punched in and you're, not being treated well, like don't just sit there and take it, right? Like start to really like know like what's okay and what's not okay, and that really only comes from a place when you really begin to do your inner work, when you really begin to, move really like in alignment with your worth. And when you are then living in alignment with your worth and your values, and you have boundaries and you can say no, and you can really honor yourself, like, is this, and I like to say this, like, is this feeling, is this thought, is this action, is this person, is this like anything like in your everyday, what you're involved with, the way that you live, is that in alignment with your values and your worth and what your long-term big vision is? And if it isn't, I invite you to unpack that and think like, well, why not? And then when you're like, okay, like I realize like I deserve more, then it's like, okay, what do you need to do? Who do you need to become? What do you need to learn? What do you need to let go of in order to create really to be in the self that you wish to be embodying, your worth, your confidence, your empowerment, to like be the woman that you've always wanted to be the surfer that you've always that you want to be the successful, business person, maybe you're a mother, like girlfriend, wife, like whatever it is, like start to get really clear with what you want for your life, because you are deserving and you are worthy of all of that. Okay, I hope that you've enjoyed this vlog of today. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. If you actually did make it to the end of this vlog, amazing, thank you. And hope you found some value and you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.